We have every bit of Nintendo news for you. Nintendo's Amiibo, even this little guy right here, might be getting a restock very, very soon. Pikmin 4 is out there now, it's selling, but how many copies is it gonna sell? We discussed that in the updated sales numbers, and I'm giving you more than you came for. We have Nintendo Switch 2 news, we have Pokemon news, Splatoon news. Let's get into every bit of it. Well, howdy there, friends. Welcome back to your favorite Nintendo news podcast, the Mario Matter, episode number 49 today on good old August 2nd, recording as of August 1st. How are we all doing? We bring you every single little bit of Nintendo news. We have a gigantic news week this week. We have things like the Nintendo Switch 2. We have a gigantic rumor there, however, I will not put it in the title and or thumbnail unless this episode flops, because I feel like I'm tired of doing that, and I don't want to clickbait you, although it's not really clickbait. Either way, we have that. We have Pikmin 4 updated sales units, and it's doing numbers, but I'll discuss all of that. And then we even have something even bigger. We have a potential, but not confirmed by Nintendo, huge, gigantic, big boy Amiibo restock happening. But I will save the details for just a bit later. With that, I don't want to make you wait too long for those details. Let's dive in to what you want to hear about. Let's get into all the news for this last week. Yeah, I think that you want to know about it, right? Let's go. Dude, it's crazy that it's even August already. Like, bro, it was just January. I don't even know. We're on the 8th month of the year. It's a bit odd. Although, I like it. I don't really mind it. Anyways, guys, we are on the headline segment of the podcast. And what does that mean for those who are brand new, just now tuning into your first Mario Matter episode? Well, welcome. Next episode is episode 50. You've came at a pretty well time. Well, the headline segment is where we go through bits of Nintendo news that aren't like gigantic, but they are still, good pieces of news here. And we have a lot of that for you. Actually, we do begin with a bang here. But yeah, just some news, and then we have some segments later on, kind of involving bigger pieces of news. And then we have a segment at the end called Answering Your Questions, where I think you can figure that one out. So, we go back from the past week, because this is a weekly podcast. We go back to July 26th. That was last Tuesday, actually, because I missed a bit of news on July 26th. That was Tuesday, right? Oh, that was Wednesday. My apologies. That was Wednesday. All right, so beginning us here on the podcast is we have a new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet free distribution code for you to use in your Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games. So if you do not know how to redeem codes, it is in the menu. Once you make some decent progress in the game, menu. Geez, it's pretty obvious. So it's in like the main menu. You hit like redeem code. I forget. It's honestly been a while. I've actually not beat Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I was waiting for a performance patch, and it never came. So I will eventually get to it. But that's why I don't know how to redeem codes, but it's super easy. And so anyways, this code that I'm about to give you actually will give you 5 bananas, 5 butter, 5 peanut butter, and 5 red Pokeball picks. And honestly, we have had some codes that are better. There's actually one more code in this podcast that is better. But if you want any of that, I would get it. The free code to get it with, I'm not sure like what it actually, represents as a code. It's called Natsuno Token. So it is NATSUN 0T0KKUN. That is the code to put in to your Pokemon Scarlet and Violet game. Once again, I tried to figure out like what it represents. There's not a big meaning behind it, but that is the code, and you can put that in your game, although it expires September 30th, 2023. So if you do want to use it, I mean, you have a good amount of time. It's a pretty good time window to use it in, I would say. The podcast views normally spike when the podcast comes out, so I would assume the vast majority of you all watching this are watching or listening, because it is a podcast, before September 30th. So you have time. You have about 2 months for it. So have fun and redeem your bananas and butter. Bro, you're about to make a whole, like, full-course meal with all that. I mean, wow. So go and get that. And then we have even more Pokemon news on July 26th. We have one that you might like, or might not, if you're, like, you know, not eating here. But Nintendo and it's more of like a Pokemon and McDonald's collaboration, not so much of Nintendo. Pokemon and McDonald's are collaborating once again this summer, kind of like, you know, the tail end of the summer, to make cool Pokemon McDonald's Happy Meals and give you all the cool stuff there. So, what are they doing? Well, there's obviously the good old Pikachu Happy Meal box that they are giving out. So, I'll get into where it's all happening and when this is all happening, but here are the details first. So you have the Pikachu Happy Meal box, and as for what you'll get in this Happy Meal, well, there are, you know, a couple things. You'll get a little booster pack containing 4 Pokemon cards. I believe that there are 15 available, and 1 out of those 4 will be hollow. Now, which one will be all shiny and hollow? You'll either have a Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Quaxly, Satitan, Pikachu, or Cloth, being the shiny and hollow and cool card in the pack of 4. With that, you can also get these match and battle toys from last year that'll be on screen. You can also get that in the Happy Meal. And so, this begins in Germany and Austria on July 27th. So if you are in either of those are countries, right? Countries, right? If you're there, that is on now. And then it begins in the UK, August 23rd, for those listening in the UK. Thank you for supporting from the UK. I, for some reason, like the UK. I mean, thanks for, you know, supporting anywhere, really. If you're in America, you know, Austria. If you're in, you know, I mean, really anywhere. Thank you. I just like the UK for some reason. I think it's a cool place. I've never been there, but, you know, it looks very cool. Anyways, that happens August 23rd in the UK. And then it should be coming to the US and other countries too. Sometime in August, sometime soon. It should be. Because that's what, you know, normally happens. But those are the confirmed dates for Germany, Austria, and the UK. So if you're any of those places, you know, if you're there, feel free to ship me like a quarter pounder. Ship me a quarter pounder to my PO box, because I, you know, want the Pikachu Happy Meal. I'm kidding. Don't send me food. Can you even do that? Please don't. Okay. Anyways, we have one more thing for July 26th, last Wednesday, as we catch up with more recent news here. We have Nintendo Japan. Now, you might, you know, be about to skip the podcast. Oh, it's Japan. I don't care. I live in America. It's not so much like you should buy what I'm about to tell you to buy that they're doing it in Japan. This is like a very cool thing they're doing in Japan that is nothing that happens in America and the UK. Like, this is very cool of Nintendo Japan to do. What they're doing is they're offering a Pastel Joy-Con customization service. Now, what the heck does that mean? You know, to me, it sounds like you can send in your Joy-Con to have them swap it out. Like, that's what it sounds like, right? Essentially, when you buy a Nintendo Switch through Japan, I assume OLED or normal edition, you can essentially, I've used essentially, you know, a lot. You can pick which of the Pastel Joy-Cons you want. I mean, here's the thing. Not only can you pick what Joy-Cons you want with your system, you can pick whichever color left Joy-Con and whichever color right Joy-Con. And let me explain. With the Pastel Joy-Cons in America and UK, if we search Pastel Joy-Cons on Google, there is a pink left Joy-Con and a yellow right Joy-Con in one pack. There's a purple left Joy-Con and a green right Joy-Con in one pack. But with this Japan customization, you can get like the opposite color Joy-Con that is not existing in America. So remember how I said there's a pink left Joy-Con in one of the packs here in America and the UK? You can get a pink right Joy-Con too, which does not exist. So they're doing it right in Japan. Dude, you can get non-existent Joy-Con colors. I mean, that's pretty sick. So that is when you buy it through the My Nintendo Store Japan. So it's not platinum points. So it's the My Nintendo Store. So it is that real money, that real price there, and you can really get, you know, non-existent Joy-Con colors. And I mean, really, I don't know that those would ever come to, like, America, these other Joy-Con colors, but I wonder if they'll be, like, expensive on eBay, because only Japan has, like, you know, a right pink pastel Joy-Con. I wonder if they would sell those. I don't know, but if they did, that'd be cool for, like, you know, collectors that would want it. So there's that. Very cool. If you're in Japan or you're visiting Japan for a while, for like a few weeks, for them to swap out your Joy-Con, you know, buy a Switch and tell them that you want these ultra rare Joy-Cons, and, you know, maybe they will give them to you. That's a cool thing though, because they're only doing that when you buy it through them. It's like forcing you to buy it through them, which, you know, gives them more money. So, you know, it's a lot nicer for them, and it's a smart little tactic. I wonder if that'll ever come to America. Probably not. They don't care about us here in America. They only care about Japan and Japan only, it seems. So, you know, unfortunately. Then we move over to July 27th, which was a Thursday. We have some news on that day that we have not spoken about yet. This one was a bit shocking to me, and I was upset that I just missed it by a day for the podcast. Our first piece of news here is The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons for the Game Boy Color is now available for Nintendo Switch Online members. Now, these are obviously two of the very greatest Game Boy Color games. No explanation needed. Very fun adventures. And a little backstory here. Dude, I went to, like, this flea market type thing a while ago, and I bought a Game Boy Color for $2. And it had Oracle, I think it was Oracle of Seasons in it. I think it was that one. It was Oracle of Ages or Seasons. I think it was Seasons. $2, bro. $2. $2. But here's the thing. I sold it because, one, I would never use a Game Boy Color. Two, it was in rough condition, and so was the game itself. I'm just never going to use it, and if I do want to use it, well, I'll play it on Switch Online. So I'm like, you know, I sold it. I don't care for a Game Boy Color. It's a great system, but it was in rough condition. I didn't care. So I sold those, but fun little backstory that I have with that game, or one of these games. They are different games. It's very, very cool. It's cool that they have come to the Switch Online app. Now, I will repeat what you might already know. This is on the Game Boy Color library, which means you do not need no expansion pack or nothing, which is great. You know, the people like me and you, maybe not you, it depends on your situation, the people who have, you know, the non-expansion pack of Switch Online, you know, the people who don't want to fork over extra money can play this one. It's cool. So with that said, I might go and play one of them or two of them if I like the first one, or I don't know. Comment down below which one I should play first. Is there a first one? I don't know. Maybe I'll actually go and play those ones and, you know, not play the one on my $1 Game Boy. $1 Game Boy and $1 Oracle of Seasons, which ends up to be $2. So I don't know if the lady who had sold me it, like, knew what a Game Boy was. I don't think she knew. But that's why you always do your research when you sell it at flea markets. Bro, I bought one of those, like, Intech GameCube screens for $10. Sold it on eBay the next day for $150. Dude, go to flea markets, bro. They don't know nothing about Nintendo, bro. They don't know nothing. So, I mean, it was just... It was a great day. It was fantastic. But sorry, not to talk about me. That's just, you know, my experience with those games. But it is available now. They put out a cool little trailer on their YouTube channel. It's all fun and games. So, you have that out there. Then we get to another piece of news that you can partake in should you have Pokemon Scarlet and or Violet. We have another code for you to use in your game. Now, this one gets you a bit of a better reward here. This will give you a shiny Grimmsnarl. I'm saying that right? Like Grimmsnarl? Hopefully. But either way, you know what I mean, though. And so the code to get your shiny Grimmsnarl is Once again, I don't know what this, represents. It says 2022 champ. The code is THA12022CHAMP. The 2022 champ? I don't know. The only part that I understand is 2022 champ. I don't know what the THA1 means. Maybe it's some, abbreviation. I'm not getting it. But that is the code. I'm sure that you don't care what it means. You just want this free shiny Grimmsnarl. And, I salute you for it. I salute. That's what I would do too. But this one is a bit more of a tighter window. It expires August 18th. So you have a bit of a ticking time bomb here. That is in a few weeks. And so you got to get it before then. But if you're watching this podcast, or listening rather, relatively soon after it comes out, you should be fine. You should be fine. And if you're watching on August 18th, please comment down below. That'd be an interesting thing to hear about. Boom! Then we move to more July 27th news. We have 2 pieces of Splatoon news here. One of them being Splatoon 3 was updated to version 4.1.0. Now, I will not jump into every single patch note, and I normally do, dive into every patch note for games. The thing is, with Splatoon, it's the smallest changes, and if you've listened to the podcast, before, I've said this before, it's the tiniest changes. This weapon does 1% more damage. It's I'm not reading every single little tiny change, but we have a little statement or a description from Nintendo themselves kind of describing what the update does, and I'll read that for you, and I'll leave the full tiny little patch notes in the description. It'll be under a paste bin. If you go in the description, it says sources and links. Click that, it'll be in there. So, a little, description of the update from Nintendo themselves reads, "This update focuses on making tweaks to multiplayer. We have improved certain weapons to make them easier to use and modified some less popular weapons to be a bit closer to popular weapons in performance. We hope this will encourage a wider selection of weapon usage, maybe or maybe not. Additionally, we have made adjustments to some sub-weapons to make them easier to use in conjunction with main weapons. We've also adjusted some special weapons in addition to similar adjustments mentioned above to encourage a wider selection of usage. We've dialed back the performance of some special weapons that had been modified in the past. Their specifications are now closer to the original weapon specifications. We plan on releasing the next update at the end of the current season. It will focus primarily on further weapon balance adjustments and adding features for the new season starting in September." So, with that, you can probably expect the update. Once again, it says new season in September. You can probably expect it around late August or so. That'll be out there, and when that update does release, we will bring you all the news. But once again, if you do want to read the further patch notes and all the mini little details, you can do so in the description of the podcast. So feel free if you are very interested in that. With that said, we do have one more piece of Splatoon news here. We have Splatoon 3 Splatfest announced. It's a real good one here. We have one announced. The Splatfest is money versus fame versus love. Which team are you? So this Splatfest will take place on August 11th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That is 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is 1 a.m. UK time. And I don't know about the other ones. 7 p.m. Central. You kind of get it. And then it goes to August 13th, so over the weekend. August 13th at 5 p.m. Pacific time is when it ends. So it's a 48-hour Splatfest from when it begins for you. And if you're wondering which team I will be taking Team Money. Team Money. Now, here's the thing. When I first saw the Splatfest, I thought it was talking about, which is more important to you, money, fame? And I thought that love was love from your family, until someone told me it's more so meaning love, a significant other, that's kind of what it means. And so at that point, I changed my answer and said money. Bro, I was going to say, like, without money, you don't have a significant other, which is not true. I'm saying, like, you don't have... Money is the most important thing to me right now, because I don't have love right now. So it's like, if you don't have love, why not have money, you know? And fame is like, okay, dude, people said, you know, with fame, you have both. I don't know. I think money is better to have, because fame can come and go. Money is forever if you know how to use it correctly. So I pick money. End the story. And there you go. Then we move to July 28th news. That was Friday. That was when Disney Illusion Island released. That is not part of our news, but that is a, I guess, kind of a big event that happened on Friday, July 28th. I actually put out, I put out a community post about Disney Illusion Island, and I said it releases July 21st, this Friday, and people were like, do you mean July 28th? And then I saw that, and I, quickly deleted it, or not very quickly, but I did delete it, and I made a brand new one. So with that, I have not dived in or dove in to Disney Illusion Island. I am hearing it's not the best game ever. I'll be the judge of that. For me personally, I don't dictate what everyone thinks, but I will figure out if it's really that bad of a game after I beat Pikmin 4, which I'm still working on. I've put about like 20 or it's like 16 or like 20 hours or so into the game, and I don't even see the finish line. I'm taking my time with that game. Either way, like, I'm like replaying Dandori. I'm like 100%ing, like, bro, I'm into it. And so with that, we have a rumor to kick off July 28th here. We have a rumor stating that a Pokemon Presents may or may not, as any rumor would state, be airing on August 8th, which is in 6 days from the posting of this podcast. That would be, August 8th is a Tuesday. I would be recording the podcast that day, but I believe that we will be live for it. Yeah, we should be live for the Pokemon Presents. If it does happen on August 8th, you can count on me. So subscribe so then you don't, miss that, and you have someone to watch it with. Boom. August 8th. If that happens, I'll be live. And here's how we might know that it's happening August 8th. There are Pokemon data miners that I've noticed in the code of the Pokemon Masters EX site that there are multiple release dates for August 8th at 3 p.m. instead of 8 a.m. like Pokemon fans are used to. So it's a subtle change in the code here. And people are speculating that it could be a Pokemon Presents. And you might ask me, or you might say to me, that's pretty weak evidence. I don't really think there's a Pokemon Presents. That's not great evidence. They didn't confirm it, all that kind of stuff. I will have you know. And here's why I believe it's happening. Do you remember when the June Direct was going to happen? There was this Twitter user, someone on Twitter, or X, should I say. There was a user on X named Puro with the bird profile picture, and he leaked, or him or her, leaked 2D Mario, leaked, Detective Pikachu, leaked Mario RPG, like hinted at it. That person, who is such a credible leaker, liked a tweet saying that there is a Pokemon Presents happening August 8th. And you might think that's just them liking a tweet. They've liked tweets in the past, and whatever they like normally means it's happening. Like, that's what it normally means. When they had put out a, GIF hinting at Detective Pikachu, I even, replied to the tweet and said something, and they liked it, and then it happened. So it's like, I look at the post that they like, and it tends to all happen. So I wouldn't be shocked if there's a Pokemon Presents August 8th. However, I will not hold it against anyone leaking this if it turns out to be wrong, because a lot of people are saying they might just reschedule it now that the leak is out there. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that it wasn't planned to happen, but they might just move it because now we know. So, if it is true though, and they do move it, I would expect it to still be sometime this month. So that's out there. Could be August 8th. We'll find out very soon. And if you're watching in the future, maybe you already know. So I don't know. And then more on July 28th. Masahiro Sakurai, the kind of man, the myth, the legend behind the Super Smash Bros. Series, he has a YouTube channel. Breaking news, by the way. Breaking news. He has a YouTube channel. And on the channel, he kind of breaks down games that he's made and talks about it and kind of like the work that went into it and things like that. And in one of his recent videos, he was talking about the future of the Smash Bros. Series, and he kind of questions the future of it. You know, does he want to make another game? Things like that. And we have a pretty decent quote from him discussing the future of the Smash Bros. Game. I would like to read this for you, translated to English from Japanese. He has said, I quote, "The question now is what happens next time. I mean, whatever comes after Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, one option would be to separate the series from its original creator, but for now at least, I can't imagine a Smash Bros. Title without me. You might think that's a natural stance for someone in my role, but I say so speaking objectively. I feel the same way President Iwata did when we formed the team for Smash Bros. Brawl. At present, we don't have someone who can simply take the reins. Smash Bros. Is a massive, important title for Nintendo, so it's fair to assume there will be another one at some point, but it's going to take some work to figure out exactly how to make that happen. For my part, I'd like to keep working with Nintendo however I'm able." So, really, he has said similar things in the past, and we kind of thought this would be his last Smash Bros. Game, as per every single Smash Bros. Game, or the recent ones, so to speak. And so, the kind of question is what happens next. Is he going to work on it? Personally, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He deserves rest. He, can retire, and, he's done his job. He can rest. He doesn't have to. Do I think that he will do the next one? Yeah, I think so. He has one more in him. He's talking like he would want to, I think that he does work on at least one more. Once again, not saying that he has to or that he should, but I do believe there's another Smash Bros. Game with Sakurai involved. How involved, though? I'd say pretty involved. Like most of it is him. So yeah. There's only one Smash game per system. I would think it's on the next system. And it's kind of interesting that he brings it up. I mean, Smash Bros. Ultimate is, it's about 4 years old almost. Right? 2019, right? Shoot. Was it in 2019 or 2018? Smash. It was 20. Oh, gosh. When did it release? 18? 19? 18, sorry. 2018. So it's almost 5 years old. Yeah. Sorry. Had my dates wrong here. I knew that it was December, but I couldn't, remember which one. It's about 5 years old. The next console's coming out. Yeah. I think he does one more. Yeah. He can retire, though, whenever. But, yeah, one more there. And then more news on July 28th. We have the second wave of Pikmin 4 icons available now on Nintendo Switch Online for those who are Switch Online members. So, what does this mean? Well, if we actually can pull up my Switch here, let's do this with you all. So, if you go onto your Switch and you turn off parental controls, which you have enabled because you want a password on your Switch, if you go to the Switch Online app, and you go in there, you go to, it's loading, and then you head over to Missions and Rewards, and then you hit, it's still loading, you hit the Pikmin icon, you will actually be able to see there are brand new Pikmin icons available for purchase on the Switch Online icon store. And so what do we have on here? We have some glow Pikmin icons, we have the icons of the captain. We have an Ochi icon, Bulborb. I mean, there's a lot of cool ones. And then we have some of the crew, including Colin and all of them from Pikmin 4. It's very cool. You have some backgrounds and some icon frames too. It's perfect. If you are looking to get some Switch Online icons, look no further than the Pikmin 4 ones that just released. It is the second wave, and it says, rewards from the Pikmin series are here for Pikmin 4. Icon elements for this series will be available until August 10th, rotating Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So, really, it's going to rotate next Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So, that's your expiration date. That is in 1 day as of posting the podcast. So, you better get on it, my friends. You better get on it. Boom. There's Pikmin icons there. Actually, I should have kept it open. No, I'm fine. You'll see why I said that. So yeah, those are out there. 10 platinum points for the icons, 5 platinum points for backgrounds and or frames. So feel free to check them out. And if you don't like Pikmin, then maybe don't check them out. But I feel like most people do like Pikmin, so maybe check them out and buy them. I personally didn't buy any of them yet, but I will probably buy all of them. I have too many platinum points. By the way, for those interested, last episode I said that I would show off my Pikmin 4 kitchen towel that I bought off of the MyNintendo store. It's coming today, but it's coming after the podcast. I'm recording at 11:40 a.m. It comes today, but it's not here. So I will remember to post it on my Twitter today. Follow me on Twitter, the EmSwizzle, because EmSwizzle was taken. It's in the description of the podcast in my link tree thing. Yeah, it's there, and I will post the Pikmin 4 kitchen towel, assuming that USPS doesn't, crash the dang truck and it actually gets to me. So, if I get it, when I get it, it'll be on my Twitter if you are interested, because I'm not waiting until next Wednesday to show off something that I got last week. So, yeah, it'll be on my Twitter once I do receive it, and I assume it'll be here today. So, by Wednesday when I post, it'll be up there. Regardless, you just want to hear news, I understand. Let's get to it. So, that was all. Oh, sorry, we have one more. We have one more piece of news for July 28th. My Nintendo store in Australia, this is real stuff, is now allowing physical Nintendo Switch game purchases. So essentially, you can just now buy physical Switch games straight from Nintendo, from the Nintendo store in Australia online. If we go over to their site, it says games. Now, this was a thing that you are able to do in America, I believe, UK as well, and, obviously other regions too. But now for Australia, if you go over to the site, you have games like Disney Illusion Island, Pikmin 4, Pikmin 1 and 2, Fae Farm, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Splatoon 3, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Tears of the Kingdom. There's so many games on there to now buy physically straight from the head of the company, Shigeru Miyamoto. I'm kidding. It's just people working at a Nintendo office shipping out these games. It's not really Shigeru Miyamoto who made Mario, but you're buying games in Australia. Chances are you probably already have these games, and so would you even have much to buy from there? I mean, maybe not now, maybe in the future. But yeah, I still need to pre-order Pikmin 1 and 2. When is that gonna... I don't know. Where should I buy it from? I want to buy it from Target, but I have the GameStop Pro membership. So it's I should buy it from there because it saves me money. For those asking why I have that, it saves me money because I buy almost every single first-party Switch game. So it's it'll save money. That's why I have that. There's also great deals too. Bro, I just bought 2 games that I've played before and then previously sold. So I played and sold because I was dumb. I sold it. Mario Tennis Aces, I bought that back, and I played and sold Paper Mario Origami King, and I sold it because I was stupid. I bought those back the other day. Buy one get one free, bro. I paid $70 because shipping and tax. $70 for both of those games. Sick deal. So I did that, and yeah. That's my little GameStop story for you. So, in short, if you're in Australia, you can get the game straight from Nintendo themselves. Very cool stuff. And then we move on to July 29th here. July 29th, we have PowerA. Okay, I don't like to give you much PowerA news. By the way, PowerA is a company who makes, Switch accessories and controllers and things like that. They're releasing a Kirby-themed special edition Switch Pro controller. Now, this is one of the cutest PowerA controllers, and that's kind of why it's on here. If you like PowerA, then you could definitely part with a Kirby-themed controller. It's very cute. It has Kirby's face on it. Nice, very cool. It's wireless. It has 2 mappable buttons on it on the back. I actually have a PowerA. Do I? I don't have it on me. So, but PowerAs are nice, except for the fact that A, it just feels cheap. 2, or A, and then B, if these sticks sometimes might drift. C, there's no NFC. D, there's no motion controls. E, there's no rumble. And F, there's no IR. So it's like, why would you buy a PowerA controller? Like, bro, with all of that, why would you do that? Well, you wouldn't. You probably wouldn't. So I wouldn't absolutely recommend a PowerA controller for a controller. So why am I bringing it up? Because it's a dang cute controller. It's a Kirby controller. So if you are a fan of PowerA controllers, I mean, I would say pick it up if you do, like them, obviously. Otherwise, for those like, first time buying PowerA, don't buy it. Just don't. I've bought many. In my many, I mean like 2. But if you're a controller collector, if you want it, it's out there. It's $45. They're not amazing though. I would definitely buy. I'd either recommend you buy an official Pro controller. I actually need a new one. This one is drifting like crazy after like 60 years of use. I've had it since like Switch launch, whenever it released. But boom, I'd either buy that or an 8-bit Do Pro controller. These are also quality and have buttons on the back. They work with PC and every PC, Switch, and I think even maybe mobile. Very cool. Thank you, 8-bit Do. I actually got that one sent. I got it sent to me, so I'm proud to be a sponsor. There's also this one, which I like from 8-bit Do. It's very cool. It's cool stuff. I actually mainly use this one for most games. Nice. Boom. I just like those ones out here because like I have like a charging stand for them, so they're on my desk. Anyways, PowerA is out there. Wouldn't buy it, but it's there. Then we move to July 30th news from July 29th there. Did I even mention that it was July 29th? I think so. Now we move to July 30th. News is a bit more quiet on the weekends, so that's why there's like one piece of news for these 2 days. Actually, the next day after that there is also one piece of news, but that's okay. July 30th we have the ESRB. The ESRB is the company on the bottom left of your Switch games if you live in, I believe it's all of North America. It's the good old E for everyone sign down there. The ESRB, they rate games. If you're in the UK, I believe your rating system is PEGI, I believe, like the green numbers at the bottom left. They rate the games for ages, and the ESRB gave a description and a rating for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, releasing in October. I believe it is October 20th of 2023. So that's coming out. Now, what is the rating for the game? As per, like, nearly every single Mario game, I'm sure that you can guess the rating is mature. I'm kidding. It's E for everyone, obviously. I'm sure that you could guess. It makes me upset that, I assume that they've played the game to know that it's an E for everyone. It makes me upset that someone's played it before I have. But, that's okay. And sorry, I shouldn't say it like that. Someone's played it before we all have. I shouldn't say that yet, I have, because I'm not like, special or something. They've played it before we have, and that super sucks. Now, what is the description they give? there were a bunch of like news articles making a big deal of like the ESRB confirms the new villain in Mario Bros. Wonder. Bro, it's Bowser. It's obviously Bowser, who is the final boss in the game. That's how it has always been. So here's the description from the ESRB on the game. It kind of gives some more insight to what Mario Bros. Is. And it's not super juicy. It's just Mario Bros. This is a platformer game in which players control characters from the Mario universe as they try to stop the villain Bowser. Oh, shocking. Players traverse whimsical environments while jumping on enemies' heads, throwing shells/objects at them, or tossing small fireballs to knock them off screen. Boss battles contain more involved combat against giant enemies that breathe fire and smash parts of the scenery. Oh boy, they breathe fire. Who could It's Bowser! Spoiler alert! We all knew it was going to be Bowser. Like, I don't think that the Koopalings are involved in the game, like Larry, Lemmy, Morton, because, you know, they didn't really, correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't show up in the trailer. So I believe there are some new bosses, but the main villain is Bowser. Like, I think that we knew. So with that, that is the description. The only, like, real interesting thing there that we might not have known is boss battles contain more involved combat against giant enemies that breathe fire and smash parts of the scenery. So smashing parts of the scenery, that's kind of not really news. And then more involved combat, I don't know if it'll be, you know, as it says, more involved combat than, like, previous Mario games, but that's kind of how Mario games go. Not a big shocker there. Then July 31st, that was a Monday, right? That was yesterday? Yes, it was. July 31st, no like real Nintendo specific news, but the company that I actually just mentioned, 8-Bit Dough, who makes this great, can I get it out? Controller here. They make this for the Switch. They're coming out with an NES and Famicom themed computer mechanical keyboard. This is super cool. I might try to get my hands on one of these because I've been looking for a new keyboard. Dude, this is sick. So it's an NES themed keyboard. You can connect it wirelessly and wired, so, you know, whatever you prefer. It has an 87 key layout, and the like switches on the keyboard is a Kale Box Switch V2 White, and it has a top mount style hot swappable PCB, support N key rollover, dual super buttons. So what this is cool. There are two like big buttons that you can press and program to whatever you want. So if I wanted to, you know, make it the space key, whenever I hit this like red button, it'll do a space key, which is more useful for things like streaming. You know, if you hit the button, it'll, you know, go live, or, you know, whatever it may be. Things like that. So there are two buttons that'll do that for you. You have the classic power status LED with an independent control panel, and it supports the 8-Bit Dough Ultimate Software V2 for custom keyboard mapping. So if you wanted to, you know, program certain things, you can certainly do that. It's a very great keyboard, and from my research of this on Amazon and things like that, it is going to cost, let me confirm it, but I believe it is going to cost $100 on the dot, $99.99. They aren't showing me it. Famicom 8-Bit Dough NES keyboard. Boom, search. Okay, I can't find. It's not showing me it, but I can almost like next to here it is. I can, yeah, $100, $100 for the keyboard. There's an NES edition and a Famicom edition. They are slightly different. But yes, that's there. Go check them out if you would like to. 8-Bit Dough is a great supporter of me and the entire, I believe it's Acnes company. They are a supporter of me, and I am a supporter of them. So, another great product from 8-Bit Dough, for sure. Then we have today's news as of recording the podcast. It is Tuesday, August 1st as of recording. Wednesday, August 2nd as you are seeing this or listening. We have one piece of news, and here's why I said that I said that we should have kept the Switch out. We have Animal Crossing New Horizons icons available now for Switch Online members, and it features all villagers that have a birthday in August. So that is Audie, that is Kid Cat, that is Poppy, all the Animal Crossing villagers who have been born in August are there. And the reason why that's news, that's been happening for like, a little over a year now. The reason why that is news is because there are 4 brand new, never seen before, never gotten before, NPC icons. Now, if you are familiar with the Animal Crossing series, you're probably familiar with these 4 NPCs. There is an icon of Red, Cap'n, Wisp, and Lloyd the Gyroid. So, those are out there. You can get those. As always, it is 10 platinum points per icon, 5 platinum points for frames or backgrounds. And I'm an Animal Crossing nerd, so I'd probably buy the 4 NPC icons and whatever villagers stand out to me. Probably Audie, probably Poppy, the squirrel, and yeah, maybe some other ones too. I don't know any other villagers that have an August birthday. I'm trying to think. No, not that I know of, but there are a lot. There are like 30 or 40 or somewhere around there. So yeah, there are a lot. And then let's check my phone Let's check my phone to make sure that we're not missing any other pieces of news. Boom, 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 boom. Just some deals. UFC news. That kind of sucks right there. Yeah, nothing else for Nintendo news, it appears. Just making sure. How are you doing, by the way? Comment down below if you're watching the YouTube live premiere. We are not live. It is recorded. People always think that like this show is live. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's just my podcast that, live premieres so then everyone can watch it at the exact same time. But there is no other news to discuss today as of 11:55 a.m., August 1st. So nothing else there. We've been over everything that you need to know up until this point. Although we do have one piece of like not August 1st news, but news for you to hear about before we move over to our bigger segments of the podcast. We have Nintendo Switch maintenance. We have maintenance on the Switch coming up August 7th, Monday, August 7th, and I will not talk to you before then. I don't think so. So I will bring it up to you now. There's maintenance August 7th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. This is a Monday. Convert the time however you must. This will affect the save data cloud. So don't play a game between 7:30 p.m. Pacific time and 1:30 a.m. Pacific time. Don't play a game, save your game, and break your Switch all in that, 6 hour time frame. Please don't do that, because you will lose it all. Save data cloud is under maintenance, and it says that you will not be able, or some features may be unavailable during that time. I would assume that you are not able to back up your games in between then. Dude, it super sucks that, like, bro, there's gonna be one person that is, like, on a flight or something, and, like, just, like, beats the game. And, they get off the flight. It's still in between the 6 hour time frame, and they're gonna break their Switch. Like, dude, there's gonna be like at least one person who falls victim to that. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there's gonna be somebody who that happens to. So if you're watching the podcast, I'm sorry. If you want to take the safe route, just sleep. Just sleep during that time. Like, bro, just sleep. Just sleep during then. I'll be asleep. That'll be like 10:30 p.m. my time. So I'll be knocked out. Don't play your Switch at that time. Please don't. With that said, that is all the news, the mini bits of news for the past week. We have 3 segments to get to featuring big boy Nintendo news. We have some big stuff for you, and it only gets bigger as we go. What are we talking about? Let's get to the first thing. Actually, I take back the comment that it gets bigger as we go. It normally does, but our first segment is a bang. It's a bang. Something that I didn't want to put in the title and thumbnail of the video. Once again, I might if this episode doesn't do amazing, but as of it launching, it's not in there. So let's discuss Nintendo Switch 2 rumors. There was a big one that leaked yesterday, or that came out yesterday. It's like a trustworthy one, and Puro liked it or retweeted it. So it's probably happening, okay? Let's discuss. Alright, it's us on the Nintendo Switch 2 topic. So, you might think, we come on here to discuss the Switch 2, but we don't really have, like, news for you. It's just like, we're talking about, a rumor that someone on Twitter said. No. So, we have one rumor that may or may not be fake, although people are saying it's pretty legit, and it is legit. It's just a matter of, is it really Nintendo? I'll discuss what that means. And then we have a rumor from reputable article site, gaming article place thing, Video Game Chronicle. They're reputable, And there's a gigantic rumor from them that their sources are telling them about the next-gen Nintendo system. So, let's start with this piece of news before we get to the Video Game Chronicle stuff. So, we have, and by the way, both are rumors, by the way. The first rumor here is from a Chinese manufacturer who makes the chips for the Joy-Cons, I believe, for the Switch. They say they are currently creating components for a new games console from a Japanese company. Now, listen, okay? You might think, oh, it's Sony. Oh, yeah, it's Sony. No, bro. It's probably Nintendo. Which other Japanese company is making a games console? This is the same company that's making Joy-Con chips, making a games console, releasing, like, next year or so, maybe. They said this in a recent financial report. The company name is PixArt, which sounds like a, like a computer program or something. I don't know. They claim that this Japanese company they're making chips for has not released a system in years that would line up with the Switch, or just, Nintendo as a whole. That would probably line up. And so, really, I mean, I'm convinced that it is Nintendo they're talking about here, and many are speculating the exact same thing. So there's a rumor there. Do I believe it? Probably. It's in their financial report that they are, in fact, like, what's confirmed is they are making components for a games console in Japan. We just don't know if it's actually Nintendo or if it's somebody else. We just don't know. It's probably not Sony, because they put out the PS5 in 2020, and yeah, that was years ago, but, like, you would put more emphasis on the word, years. They haven't put out a system in years for, like, 5+ years, and that would be the Switch. So I'd say it's probably the Switch. And then the more credible rumor here that we have to discuss, and there's a lot of meat on this bone, and a lot of specs to actually, dive into here. We have a rumor from, once again, Video Games Chronicle saying that Nintendo's next-gen system will launch, or is scheduled and set to launch, in the second half of 2024. Let's digest that first. Second half of 2024. That seems about right. They like to either release in the, beginning of the year. I believe they did it with Switch, obviously. I think they did it with 3DS, at least in Japan, but they like to do that. And we also saw the end of the year kind of stuff. They like to do that with Wii U, systems like that. They like beginning or end of year. The middle of the year is kind of a weird time. You want to do it holiday or beginning. Either way, that sounds like a Nintendo thing. I could definitely believe the second half of 2024 part. I believe it. Then, listen up. Here are details revealed from Video Games Chronicle on the whole topic. Here's the first bit. Dev kits, which are, pieces of hardware that are sent out to people who make video games. So, like, people who are making games for the next system are going to have this to kind of make their game optimized for this next system. It's kind of like the Switch 2, but not a Switch 2. They just know with this dev kit how to make a game for that system. So, dev kits are supposedly being sent out to bigger game studios. So, I mean, you could imagine that to be like, Nintendo's close partners, like maybe like Next Level Games, who makes They make Punch-Out games. They make some Mario sports games. You know, things like that. You could expect these companies to have dev kits to then make a game for the Switch 2. And supposedly those are being sent out. That is what sources are telling Video Game Chronicle. And here's another piece of info on the supposed Switch 2. This next device, whatever it is, Switch 2, brand new, whatever, can be used in a portable mode, just like the normal Switch. And to me, that just sounds like it's going to be a Switch 2. That's what it sounds like. And, you know, the next piece of info, this system will use an LCD screen over an OLED screen to make it cheaper. That's not what you'd probably want to hear. Isn't an LCD screen, if I have it right, does the Nintendo Switch LCD screen? Here we go. The original Switch model features an IPS LCD screen, while the OLED Switch has a 4K resolution. That's not true. But it's more vibrant and, you know, all of that. If I'm not mistaken, an LCD screen is like what is on the normal Switch. That's not amazing if the next system will launch with that. I don't know that that it will. But assuming that the next system is going to be revamped and obviously improved, you would want to cut down on some costs, and so that might help you a little bit. Then, 2 more pieces of info. This Switch 2, whatever it is, will use physical games through a cartridge slot. So, essentially, physical games will still be around. We don't know if they'll be the same as the Switch, like same size, backwards compatibility, all that kind of stuff. We don't know. But it'll have physical games. Those are not going anywhere. And then, as I just kind of like referred to, our final piece of info, backwards compatibility is unclear. We don't know if that'll be a thing. However, because there's going to be a cartridge slot, because it sounds like they're making a Switch 2, because it has like a similar screen, it sounds like a Switch 2. And I feel like it'll probably have backwards compatibility, as when they held their shareholders meeting, like a month ago or so, they didn't sound like they were against backwards, compatibility. They've done it with, GameCube. They had the Game Boy Player. That's backwards compatibility, or what you call it, backward? You can play Game Boy games on the GameCube. They also have, Wii can play GameCube games. You have the Wii U, which can play Wii games. You have the 3DS, which can play DS games. You have the DS, which can play Game Boy games. They like backwards compatibility. They're certainly not against it. The Switch was like one of their only consoles recently that has not been able to use backwards compatibility. So they certainly like it, and they like to do it. So I would say they definitely will be using backwards compatibility with the Switch 2. That's not a confirmation on it, but that's my prediction and what I think will happen. Now, I will tell you this, and I just mentioned it. Puro. Do you guys remember this guy? Really? Whoa, what the heck? Okay. Do you remember this guy? Puro, who leaked the June Nintendo Direct. Okay. He leaked 2D Mario RPG. I brought this up like not too long ago. He liked and retweeted the original Video Game Chronicle article saying that the Switch 2 will launch next year, second half of next year. So everything that I just told you, he liked and retweeted that. Essentially, this guy is, I'd say, probably the most credible leaker in the space right now. I've not seen him get any leaks wrong. For him to retweet that, I mean, it's probably happening. Now, if that doesn't actually happen, if, the next system doesn't release in the second half of 2022, then I'm not going to, hold it against either Video Game Chronicle or Puro, because for both of them to be saying that right now probably means that is the current plan, and that really is true. However, things change. Things get delayed, things get pushed back. But you can probably expect it. Second half of 2023, or I would say early 2025. Or sorry. Second half of 2024, early 2025. That's what I would say. That's what I think will happen. You probably want to get it out in the holiday season, so then more people can get it. They can have it. They can go to school and say how great it is, and tell everyone at the lunch table. And then next thing you know, your whole squad has a Switch. So I would definitely get it out holiday season, but that is probably gonna happen. Now, when do I speculate that we'll get an announcement for that? So in my mind yesterday, like, for some reason, I thought I read it as, like, Q2, which would be anywhere from, I think, April to, like, June of next year. That was what I had read by accident. No, it's second half. So I had originally thought, if it was going to release in April to June of next year, we would have to get some announcement this September. But no, that's not the case. So if it releases in the second half of next year, I'm not going to lie, I almost wonder if, like, Nintendo returns to E3. Like, is that going to be canceled? Because you could do a lot at E3. You could let people try it out. You could do a whole presentation and a whole reveal for it. Now, obviously, you can do it, like, through a direct as well, obviously, or like a special presentation. I just feel like, go back to the old days, do a little E3 thing. Realistically, that probably won't happen. I think it'll be like a, showcase. I wouldn't say that it would be like a direct. It'll be just like one. But, sorry, it won't be like in a direct, obviously not. But will they make a special, some special showcase and call it a direct? I don't know. I think that there will be a special presentation dedicated to the next system, or maybe it'll be like in a direct. I don't know, and it'll show off the system, maybe some games for it. It depends how much they want to show. Maybe it'll be announced in like February, and they'll show games, show more features that summer. I don't know, but yeah, definitely expect some things to boom early next year if this is true. It is all a rumor. Nothing has been confirmed, but reputable people are backing it, so I would have to trust it. But with that's what we know about the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's move on to our next segment regarding Pikmin 4 sales. It's going crazy. No spoilers in the next segment, but it's big stuff. Let's go. Guys, I've been enjoying me some Pikmin 4. Once again, no spoilers in this segment, but I've been playing it non-stop every chance that I get. I've played for like 16 hours now, 18 hours into the game, and as I said earlier, I can't see the finish line for the game. I'm in an area, I won't say which one or what number, because someone might even take that as a spoiler. I don't know if they will, but I won't say. Essentially, I've been playing for a while. It's a very good game. Now, what are we even talking about here? Well, I want to openly discuss how many units is Pikmin 4 going to sell? Like, how many really? And it's not backed by me just having this random conversation with you. There's stats. We have some statistics to read here. Pikmin 4 launch sales have defeated all previous Pikmin launch sales. So, from Pikmin 1 to Pikmin 2 to Pikmin 3 to Pikmin 3 Deluxe, the sales of Pikmin 4 have at least doubled every single one. Check this out. So, Pikmin 1 on the GameCube sold 100,299 copies in its first week. Pikmin 2 sold 161,930 copies in the first week. Pikmin 3 on the Wii U sold 92,720 copies in the first week. Pikmin 3 Deluxe sold 171,349 copies. Now, guess how many Pikmin 4 sold? You won't believe it. I said at least double. At least double. And these are all physical copies, by the physical copies here. And check this out. Before you hear this number, most games are bought digitally, and this is only in Japan. Physical games in Japan. How many units did Pikmin 4 sell? 401,853 physical copies in Japan. Can I restate for you? Most games are bought digitally everywhere in the world. And that's first week. And physical. That's a lot of copy. Bro, that's more than some games sell at all. Now, I will say, I think that there are more Pikmin fans in Japan than there are elsewhere, I'd say. I think that they're more Pikmin-oriented for some reason. I don't know. But that's a big number, bro. Now, imagine that in the US, UK, Australia, Germany, everywhere. Imagine that everywhere now. It's probably done, like, around 2 million already. I wouldn't doubt it. Just keep in mind, once again, I'll say it again. Most of the copies are digital. Not everyone's buying physical games anymore. I'd say it's probably done, close to 2 million, really. But the question here, it begs the question, is how many units will Pikmin 4 actually sell? I don't see it doing 3 million. I think it'll surpass that. Because, bro, the game just came out, like 2 weeks ago. Not even. It was, almost 2 weeks ago, right? Hold on. I could have that wrong. Hold on. I could have that wrong. Hold on. Yeah, it was almost 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago. Almost 2 weeks ago. And it's probably sold, like 2 million copies. That's me speculating, but that's probably where it's at. Probably. It's at least close. And so, really, it's going to spike there, and then it'll kind of flatten out as time goes on. How many copies do I think Pikmin 4 sells and why? I will say, the promotion for the game has been amazing. Better than most games. Like, the only games that'll probably beat this promo, Tears of the Kingdom earlier this year, and probably Mario Bros. Wonder. Detective Pikachu, no, that won't be like a Nintendo thing. That'll be more of like the Pokemon Twitter's job. That's probably the only two games that'll beat Pikmin 4 promotion this year. They have gone all out. I mean, look, if we go to their Twitter right now, go to their Twitter, Nintendo, boom, Nintendo of America. And by the way, Nintendo UK is doubling down like crazy as well. Literally last Friday, like a week later, they're still doing this. Tag your friend who is ready to jump into the weekend with Pikmin 4. Boom. Scroll a little further, hours before that. See what the critics are saying about this endearing expedition on a mysterious planet. So Pikmin 4 critic reviews. Go a bit before that. And then you will see it's actually been a while since then. Here, Pikmin Bloom, Pikmin 4. Bro, they like to promote Pikmin 4. It's everywhere, bro. And so, how many copies will it sell? I think Pikmin 4 is going to get to about... I say 4 million. 4 million is my number. Let's go to Pikmin sales. Pikmin sales for the entire franchise. Pikmin sales. The best-selling Pikmin game is Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and it sold 2.23 million copies. If that can do 2.23 plus the 1.27 on the Wii U, it'd be crazy if the game doesn't get 4 million copies. I might say even 5 million. I might say 5 million. 5 is my number. 5 million copies. Now, for reference, best-selling Switch games. What other games have sold 5 million copies? Close to that is Minecraft. Close to that, 4.28 million, is Mario Tennis Aces. Is this game bigger than Mario Tennis Aces? Honestly, I'd say it's like right there. It's like right there because Mario Tennis, that name can't be beat. It's been around forever, and so has Mario. So has Pikmin. But like Mario Tennis is pretty big. Pikmin, with all this promo and it being around for a while and being pretty big, is probably right around there. I think it does 5 mil. I think so. This game's booming. Sales numbers came out. I mean, sales numbers, when those come out, it's either going to shock you or shock you. Like, for example, that number of 401,000. For comparison, I believe Everybody Want to Switch, if I'm not wrong, I believe that it did 3,500 in its first week. That's comparison, bro. This game is booming. It's booming, and there you go. That's your Pikmin 4 talk. 5 million copies. Come back to this video and say I'm wrong. But wait until it's discontinued. After it's discontinued, tell me I'm wrong. 5 mil is the number, and I hope that I'm wrong in a in a good way. Like it sells more than 5 mil. It'll be great, 5 million is the great number. But let's guys, let's get to our next segment where we discuss a gigantic, potential, huge, possible, maybe Amiibo Restock. It's big. It's real big. Let's go. Alright guys, this is big. We have a rumor not confirmed by the Big N, Nintendo, about a giant Amiibo restocking. So, what do I mean by this? We obviously saw some Zelda Amiibo get restocked a few months ago, like the Twilight Princess Amiibo. We even saw the recent Skyward Sword Amiibo, the Bokoblin Amiibo. All these different Amiibos, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Did Ocarina of Time get restocked? I don't even know. But we have a lot more coming back. So, there is a Greek retailer, and this first restock might be hitting Europe. We have a Greek retailer adding all of these Amiibo to their site and giving release dates for a new wave of restocked Amiibo. Which Amiibo are coming back? It's a lot of the Smash Bros. Line. It's a lot. So here we go. Apparently, if they're not messing up, if they're not wrong, being restocked on August 28th this year is the Mario Smash Bros. Amiibo, like from 2015 or 14. Which one? 14? 15? One of those. Peach, Donkey Kong, Link, Fox, Samus, Pikachu, Zelda, Luigi, Rosalina, and Olimar. All Smash Amiibo apparently being restocked August 28th from a Greek retailer, and it'll hit Europe. That's big. Bro, hold on. Look. I have this little Mario Amiibo with all dust all over it from 2014. You're telling me this boy is getting restocked? Bro, that's so sick. That's crazy, So, here's the thing. There's more Amiibo being restocked, and I'll talk about it in a second. I don't know if they're restocking because this is the final boom. Like, are they, ending Amiibo? I don't know if that's the case. However, I mean, I really don't know. Is it because they want to stop? It's like, hey guys, here's the last bit. Like, I don't know. But then we have wave number 2 apparently releasing on November 10th, 2023. It's more Smash Bros. Amiibo. We have Captain Falcon, Bowser, Lucario, Sonic, Mega Man, Charizard, Ness, Pac-Man, Greninja, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, Rob, Cloud and Cloud Player 2, Bayonetta, Wolf, Terry, Banjo and Kazooie, and Young Link. Apparently, are all being restocked. And then we have even more amiibo, but not from Smash Bros. We have the Link's Awakening Link. I actually have that one too. Wedding Mario, I have that one too. Wedding Mario, Peach, and Bowser. Samus from the Metroid collection. Wolf Link. The Archer Link. Rosalina. And the Boo amiibo. I believe those are part of the Mario series. Boom. So that's all apparently being restocked. If that truly goes through, I'll let you know after August 28th. But it's hitting Europe, so if you're in Europe, kudos. But if you're not, if you're in America here, I find that most of the time what gets restocked in Europe kind of comes to America too. Like, it's no, I guess, coincidence that they're restocking the Zelda amiibo in Europe like a few months ago, and then all of a sudden they restocked them in America too. So I think that we, as Americans and other regions too, not just not just America, but that's where I'm from. I believe that other regions will probably get a restock as well, but Europe is the first one. Like, it's kind of random for Europe to get them and then not other regions. Like, it's a Europe exclusive thing. But whether they do other regions or they don't, it'll still be easier to get, because if we look up the price of a sealed Mario Smash amiibo, I assume it's not crazy, is it? Is it crazy? Mario Smash amiibo. Yeah, $23 on a bid, 20 minutes left. Like, they're not expensive per se. Especially this one, brand new. Actually, I'm not seeing very many like Mario. Yeah, here, Mario amiibo opened, $15, $25. Like, they're not expensive, but you can definitely bet a lot of people in Europe, should this restock actually happen, once again, not confirmed at all, should it actually happen, I do believe that a bunch of Europeans are going to list them on eBay, and they might even be on other sites, or order directly from the Greek site, get it shipped to you, get it imported. You can obviously do that as well. But it's certainly big if these all do come back. It's been a while. Like, when's the last time that you went to GameStop or anywhere, Target, whatever, and you saw a Donkey Kong Smash amiibo? Like, it's not often. Or like a Charizard or Villager. I don't believe that Villager wasn't on here. I don't think. But for example, Luigi. It's been some time, so I would not mind these coming back at all. You want amiibo, you're getting amiibo as early as August 28th. If these amiibo get restocked in other regions, I will be the first, maybe not the first. I'll be one of the first to let you know on the favorite and the best Nintendo news podcast. I will let you know, but this is huge. What will I buy, you might ask? I'd probably buy... Do I have a Luigi? I don't. Let's buy a Luigi Smash amiibo. I'd probably buy that. I'd buy that, and I'd buy Wolf Link. I want a Wolf Link, kind of. So I'd buy those two. And it also makes sense to restock Wolf Link because, if I'm not wrong, they didn't restock it with the Tears of the Kingdom. So maybe. But that's all maybe coming. Let's get to your favorite segment of the week, where I answer your questions in the Answering Your Questions segment. Let's go. We are answering 20 of your fan-submitted questions. We are fan-supported, so I appreciate it. If you want to guarantee your question gets answered, feel free to become a channel member. Link in the description. For as low as $1.99 a month, you can support the channel and get awesome perks, including your question guaranteed being answered. However, if you do not want to do that or cannot do that, no worries. You can, of course, submit your question free through my YouTube community tab every Sunday, or sometimes Monday if I forget. That was the case with this week. Or join my Discord server down below in the description. I will say it's so much easier to get your question answered on there, because there's way less people asking on there. So go in the Discord, go to the Ask EmSwizzle channel. It's in there. Write any question that you want. And it's way easier, too, because in my Discord, there's a channel there 24/7 to ask questions in, and then it'll hopefully be answered on the next podcast. With YouTube, you have to wait for me to post my next, community post, and then be there and then be lucky. Discord is easy, so join the Discord server. It's very fun in there. Now, for our questions, I'll check again, but I believe that we only had 2 member questions for today. I will check one more time just to not leave anybody out. We only had 2, though, I do believe. Oh, hold on. We have a new one now, actually. Well, let's start here. F100 Games asks, by the way, we have 20 questions to answer today. 10 from YouTube, 10 from Discord. Do you own the Poochy Amiibo? And if you do, how much did you pay for it? So, I do not own it. I don't own it. I wanted to really bad for a while. I don't own it. It's very cool. I want to own like one of the yarn amiibos. Let's check how much it goes for. I know it's like 200. It's like 200 opened. Poochy Amiibo. I don't even want it. Yeah. It's 100 opened, 150 sealed. I'm not paying that kind of money. I'm not like in love with Poochy, What would be cool, and it makes no sense to make it a yarn amiibo. Well, hold on, do this. What would be cool is if they can make an Ochi amiibo, but like a big one, like a kind of like how the Detective Pikachu, thing was. Like it was super big. I have it back there. Can you see it? You can't see it. They made like an ultra big Detective Pikachu amiibo. Do the same thing with Ochi, but like long ways, Perfect. But no, I unfortunately do not own the Poochy Amiibo. That's all of our member questions from there. Sorry. There's 2 more, but I have that's all the ones from my checking of who I didn't pick up yet. We have 2 more. One from the Lone Warrior 50 asking if one feature from the 3DS could come to the Switch, which one would it be? Is Street Pass a feature? I don't think so. It's more like an app. Well, it tracks like your location this way. I would like the Switch to track your location, or it's not tracking location. Kind of. I would like, and that sounds bad, but I would like Street Pass and the whole location thing to come to the Switch. That would be very cool. I would like for that to happen. Bring Street Pass to the Switch, and with that, we live a happy life. We get to meet other people who have a Switch. The only problem is the Switch is a bit physically bigger, so it'll be hard to bring that more places, but I would love that to come to Switch. Street Pass is one of the best things on 3DS, and for those who do not know what a Street Pass is, you essentially bring your 3DS, 2DS, whatever it is, out and about, and if you run into somebody who also has a 3DS, you can kind of connect on the 3DS. So if you go into your Street Pass app, you can see their name, where they're from, some game data, like I believe in Animal Crossing New Leaf. If you Street Pass someone who has Animal Crossing New Leaf, you can see their house, I believe. So it's it does cool in-game stuff. Anyways, I would want that. Then Rad Ninja 569. This is our final member question. When there is another Smash Bros., which third-party character would you want in it? Okay, wow. Who's not in it already? Crash Bandicoot? Crash would be a pretty good one. I'm trying to think. Can we Google video game character? Bro, I have to think. Tom Nook is not a third party though. I'd say Crash Bandicoot, probably. He's not in Smash. Bro, if he's in Smash, I'm under a rock. Because I didn't know. Just to be sure, he's not in Smash, right? Bro, if he's in there, I'm under a rock, bro. He's not in there, right? Hold on, what is this? Smash Ultimate Wiki? What is this? Is a newcomer in Smash Ultimate? Hold on. Is he in there? Hold on, I don't want to look stupid. He's in Smash Ultimate? Wait, hold on. Or is that fan-made? Okay. Sorry. That was fan-made. I just got trolled. Okay. Crash Bandicoot, come to Smash, bro. I got trolled by some Wikipedia page. Yeah, it says, what if Crash Bandicoot joined Smash Ultimate? He's not in there, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're good. Okay, now non-member questions. Happy Griefer asks, do you think Nintendo should add achievements and game trophies like PlayStation? Yes. Okay, cool. I think yes. There's no downside to it. Like, what could go wrong with that? Nothing at all. Your competitors have it. Xbox has, achievements. PlayStation does too. I think, one, it kind of pushes people to play the game further and get to, like, every little bit of it. And, like, for example, if Mario Bros. Was collect every star coin, you would feel more inclined to collect every star coin. It'd be a cool thing to appear on your profile. I would like that, that as well. And there's just no reason not to. Like, not every game has to have that, but it's like, there's no reason for it not to have that. It's a cool little in-game, it's a cool, I guess, just feature. It's very, very cool. So, I would take that, and they should do that. I would love that. They never have. I don't believe, but they should. Then, the Gaming Giraffe 9353 asks a podcast question, not a podcast question. Okay, podcast question. They ask, how long does it take to look for news for the podcast? That's a fun one. So, really, it takes around like 2 hours or so, because you have to not only get the news, you have to find 20 questions, or, I sometimes have someone do it, but you gather all the news and don't miss an ounce. You do that, get questions, organize all the notes correct. Like, bro, if you saw my podcast notes, only like 2 people have seen it, bro. It's like the most organized thing. I have like lines in the middle of the document to like separate different things. Like, bro, highlights, bolding, like, bro, I make sure it's perfect. So then it makes my job easier, which is bringing you all the news. And so it takes about 2 hours to ready the Word document. I did it all this morning. I got up early. I did it. And now we're here at 12:45 p.m. So it takes about 2 hours or so. 2 hours is the number. Moving on, we have the Swag Banana asking, how long do you think it will take to beat Super Mario Bros. Wonder? That's a good one, too. I would say, what was the last one? The last Mario Bros. Was Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Mario Bros. U Deluxe. So that game took 9 hours to beat, on average, according to how long to beat. That took 9 hours. I'm not gonna lie, because from the trailer, Mario Wonder looks like it has, tons of twists and tricks and random things. I think it is certainly longer than Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Like, even that game is like a little, like, it's a bit short, I would say. 9 hours is a bit short. Not for a Mario game. That's kind of normal, but for a Mario title, like, after you finish playing Odyssey, like, you're not gonna want to jump into like a 9-hour Mario game, and that's just it. You would want to make it a bit longer. And then even like after, how to say it, Nintendo's been making longer games recently. Look at Pikmin 4. That's not a very long game, but like if you're playing it how I'm playing it, bro, it's kind of long. Look at Tears of the Kingdom. They're making a bit of longer games. I wouldn't be shocked if Mario Bros. Wonder is one of those games. So my prediction, I think it'll be not like crazy longer, but I would say like from 9 hours is the last game. I think Mario Bros. Wonder will be like 12 or 13. Once again, not a giant, super long game, but I think a decent improvement. If it's longer, I'll welcome it, but I think 12, 13 hours. And then Call Me Envy 3135 asks, what place in the UK would you like to visit the most? Yes, so I want to go to the UK. I've never been there, but it looks super, super cool. And I just, for some reason, that's like, I feel like everyone has their calling of a continent. What does that mean? North, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia. Like, I feel like everyone has a dream to go to one. My brother went to Japan. That's in Asia. That's his. Mine is Europe. I want to go to the UK, and that's like my like thing or whatever. I've never been there. And where would I want to visit the most? I would really, I guess, the most when I go to London. London's, I mean, it looks sick. I'd spend like a week there, and then spend like another week in England, but like hopping around like different cities. I'm not sure where after London, but London is certainly not. It's number one. It's top of the list for sure. Top of the list is London for sure. And then we go to EnderDom6634. Do you think the next console will flop compared to the Switch? Compared to the Switch is a big component of the question. With that said, it comes down to, will they make a Switch 2? I think they will. Therefore, I think that it will flop compared to the Switch. I think that it does around 80 million, 80, 90 million for a Switch 2. If it's totally new, that can be anywhere from 10 million a flop to 200 million. But I think it'll be a Switch 2. Therefore, I think that it'll flop compared to Switch. I do. Yes. Octo is alive. What is your favorite Smash assist trophy? That's a fun one too. I have to see a whole list of them. Isn't gosh, I saw one recently. Here, I'm looking at them now. Isn't man, there was one that I really liked. Kapp'n! Oh, it's Kapp'n. It's Kapp'n as an assist trophy. Sorry, I screamed in the mic. Kapp'n's assist trophy is very cool. I like it. Bro, his pose on there and everything is sick as an assist trophy. Kapp'n's great. I love Kapp'n from Animal Crossing. For those who do not know, Kapp'n is Animal Crossing is my favorite franchise ever. So, Kapp'n would be the answer. But do I have a second place? Second place would probably be, Mr. Rossetti, because he's also Animal Crossing. Yeah, probably Mr. Rossetti. Yeah, cool. All right, here we go. Next one, Lord of the Noobs. Do you think that everybody want to Switch was a good idea, or do you feel that it's way too late for it? Yeah. I'll be honest, I have the game, I have it physically, but I have not actually jumped into it yet for some reason. I think because, I've had no one to play it with really, but I've not actually jumped into everybody want to Switch. However, looking at the game as a whole, looking at the trailers, looking at the game the game idea, I think it's poor. It's pretty poor. If you're, once again, you said it's way too late for it. I think the prime time for that, if they were to ever do it, would be like 2019. 2019. 2 years after the first one. And then, if that flopped, don't do it again. I really hate the approach they took with everybody want to Switch. Bro, Horace being the mascot, like dude, the dang horse guy, that's so bad. I get the appeal that it might look kind of cool to like youngsters and your target audience. Bro, you just gave yourself like total meme material. Not to mention, some kids are probably scared of like, a horse mascot, not that that's a factor, but it was so poorly approached. The advertising, shadow dropping it or shadow revealing it was just weird. Was it a good idea? It was a pretty bad idea. Also poorly executed. It was a mess. I'm excited to see how many sales that game does when it comes out. Oh, sorry, when the sales numbers come out. The game is obviously out, but when the sales numbers come out, I'm excited to see what that looks like. And then we have one more YouTube question. Lenny Eats Goat asking, why do you think the Switch hasn't received themes yet? And do you think it ever will? I'm not sure why I froze. And do you think that it ever will? Why hasn't it received? I think that the whole themes thing, I don't think the Switch was meant to even receive like cool, colorful, great themes. I think the only reason why there's like a theme section is because it just wants it there to switch from white to black. Like, it was never gonna be this whole list of like Animal Crossing theme, Zelda theme. I don't think that was ever their plan. Do you think themes will ever come? I think it's way too late. I think if they ever do themes on a console or on on the Switch, it'll be the next Switch, the Switch 2. I don't think it'll come to the normal Switch as it's kind of late. But yeah, I think Switch 2 will probably have themes because that seems to be a popular request. And they can plan for it better. Okay, now moving to Discord questions. LeVar asking, hello, Mr. Swizzle. Wow. Should I buy Pikmin 4? I've literally never touched the Pikmin series before. Yes, you should buy Pikmin 4. It's very, beginner friendly in a way that it walks you through Pikmin and what they are and how to play and Olimar and all this kind of stuff. Very friendly for beginners. Not to mention, I think it's just the best Pikmin game they've made yet. And I've seen so many people start with Pikmin 4 as their first game in the franchise. I'd say definitely, yeah. Definitely beginner-friendly and definitely a fun game. If you've never touched the Pikmin series, definitely Pikmin 4 can... I wouldn't say should be your first game, but can certainly be your first game. And very, very, very fun game. Very appealing and, dare I say, addicting. Grab it. And then we got Bowser on the browser. Oh, dang. This is a similar question to the previous one. Or the, few questions ago. Thoughts on Everybody Want to Switch? And when is your next collab going to be? So, thoughts on Everybody Want to Switch. Bad idea. I've not actually played it myself yet, though. And next collab? Collabs are kind of weird. I would never... sorry, not that I would never... I probably won't have somebody else on the podcast unless they're A tier, S tier, Nintendo YouTuber, because I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of, it's hard to bring somebody on to talk about news that you don't even know. It's kind of hard. And then, yeah, that's the question. But collabs are hard. Maybe for a video I can get somebody, but nothing planned right now. Boom. Dashamunga asking, will you be going to the things where Nintendo goes to malls? I saw that, and we even brought it up on the podcast. I believe it was a month ago or so, or 2 months ago. I saw that, and I will not. It's kind of just for, if you're there, then you kind of see it happen. It's not really it's nothing that I, haven't seen before. If I understand it correctly, it's just playing, Switch games. I don't know. It's cool, but it's nothing that you can't really do in my room. So I'd say no. And plus, none are near me. I think that the nearest one for me is New York, and that's a kind of a ways away. So I will not go. Spider-Man India. Will you get Mortal Kombat 1 on a Switch? I almost said Mario Kart. Mortal Kombat 1 on Switch. I will not. I've never really been into Mortal Kombat. But it seems fun. Just hopefully it runs half decent. All right, here we go. The Rumor asks, if Nintendo could make a remake of a game from the Wii or Wii U, what would you want them to be? I personally would say one of the party games, like Wii Party and Wii Party U. That's a fun one. So I'd probably... The Wii U, most of the Wii U games have been brought over to Switch. What would I say for Wii? My answer to the question... Okay, so my honest answer is probably Animal Crossing City Folk from the Wii. But that's a boring answer. So with that, I'd probably give you Super Mario Galaxy 2. That needs to be brought over and remastered for Switch. I would like that because it's, kind of like how they made the Switch the Pikmin machine, like it has Pikmin 1, 2, 3, and 4. What if you made it the Mario Galaxy machine? It has Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I would like that. I would pay the money for it, assuming that it'd be $50, because I feel like with remasters, they aren't always $60. Some are, if you look at Skyward Sword HD, but some things like Pikmin 1 and 2 are $50 as a bundle. Things like Metroid Prime Remastered, $40. they kind of shift prices. However, Mario Galaxy might be like a 60 because it's a Mario title. So I would pay $60 for it. Mario Galaxy, I would like for that to come to Switch. And then we got Jesse, the science nerd. Hi, Mr. Swizzle. Do you think a Kirby movie or Metroid movie, a Pikmin movie, or an Animal Crossing movie would be cool? Certainly. It'd be cool for either of those or for any of those. My option would be an Animal Crossing movie, and there already is one. It's like an anime that was made in, I believe, 2006 or 4, or one of those 2 years. It might be 4 or 6. I don't know. But there was like a Japanese anime. I've watched it, but like a brand new movie for Animal Crossing, I would watch that in a heartbeat. I think it's sick. So I would like that the most. However, any of those, Kirby, Metroid, Pikmin, Animal Crossing, I'd go to the theater to watch all of those and buy it on DVD and everything. Any kind of Nintendo movie, I'm up for. I think Animal Crossing would be the best, then Kirby, then Metroid, then Pikmin. I love Pikmin. Well, no, sorry. Animal Crossing, Kirby, Pikmin, Metroid. That's kind of like, I don't know. I think Animal Crossing is my favorite. Kirby is super cool. Pikmin is also a great game franchise. Metroid is also great, but I just feel like, I don't know. I think I just like the other franchises more, so I'd put Metroid at the bottom. But yeah, I mean, I'd go and watch any of those and buy DVD and buy it on iTunes. Nintendo Gamer asks, I remember you said that you wrote a letter to Nintendo asking them to port Animal Crossing New Leaf to the Switch. Did you receive a response from them? So I have not. I'm not losing hope just yet, though. I'm not losing hope. It's probably like in a pile of mail that's like still getting, looked at and sorted through and things like that. I'm not even sure that, it's opened yet. But yeah, I'm still waiting on a response from Nintendo. Hopefully they, respond to me. I don't know. It could take some time. If I don't hear back by like September, then yeah, I will probably lose hope. And then we have two more. Aku573. Have you ever played Zelda Wind Waker? If you had played it, was it good? I have not played it. I wish that I could say otherwise, but I just never touched it when I was growing up, and still haven't now. But I do want to play it. It's in the backlog, and I do like the soundtrack. The soundtrack is great. I have heard the soundtrack through just listening to it on YouTube and using it in some videos. I have heard it. It's great, but I have not fully played it yet. I think that I messed around with it when I was younger, like on the GameCube, but never actually it wasn't enough to say that I played it because I don't even remember any of it, and I made no progress. So Then Bobby Boy asks, have you ever played Shrek SuperSlam? I have not. However, I know that the game exists and I've seen it. Dude, it looks fun. It looks fun, bro. But I've never actually played it. Is it expensive? Is it expensive? Shrek Super. I guess it depends on what platform you're trying to get it for. Look, on PS2, $4 bid. For the Game Boy Advance, $6, but it's not the same quality game on Game Boy Advance. What is it on GameCube? I'm seeing PS2, Xbox, GameCube. $25 for the disc only, so it's not expensive at all. $20 for the whole game, case and everything and manual. I would do that. Yeah, I mean, I do want to play it at some point. It looks fun. Thankfully, it's not crazy overpriced. Yeah, I've not played it, but I would want to play it in the future. It looks so fun. And sorry, we don't have 2 questions left. We have 1 more left now. Luigi Bros. 4321. What level are you currently in Pikmin Bloom? I think a level I just started. I think level 4, 5, 6, 7. It's somewhere very, very, very early on. 4, 5, 4 or 5. It's somewhere around there. But yeah, Pikmin Bloom, fun so far. I do enjoy it. With that is it for... Wait, hold on. Is it 4 or 5? It could be like 2 or 3. I don't know. 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's somewhere around there. With that, thank you all so much for listening to Zip Podcast, the Mario Matter, episode 49. Next episode is episode 50. If you have any ideas on how to make episode 50 special, please comment down below. I want to make it special, and all that I've thought of is a special Q&A, a longer Q&A. I don't know how else to make it special, though, because it is a news podcast. With that, thank you so much to our channel members for supporting the channel monetarily, getting awesome perks. I'm sending out a brand new newsletter, a physical signed newsletter on paper to people who have the Swizzle Spectacular tier. Check it all out. Link in description to, I guess, check it out. Subscribe if you're brand new. Like the podcast if you're on YouTube, because it helps us. It helps out a lot, and we can find more Nintendo fans and all reunite here. If you're on Spotify, Apple, anywhere, please leave us a fantastic rating. And with that, that is it. I'll see you all in the Mario Matter episode 50 next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, premiering live on YouTube. Will be on Spotify and other platforms at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you then. Adios!